is the fact that it's a very hopeful show about the future. You know, we are living in some trying times. People are concerned about the future of the planet, not just the future of their country, but the planet. What's going to happen here? We have ecological problems. We have international political problems. We have wars breaking out constantly. We have people sitting with hot buttons that could send off missiles that would destroy large quantities of the planet. Here we have a show that says 23rd century, Earth is still okay. Mankind has made it. So that's important. And
still fighting wars, though.
yeah, unfortunately, that's true. I don't know what we on Star Trek can do about that, but it's true. I think too that Star Trek is a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Some people see them just the romance, escapist adventure. Some people see the scientific futurism of it and enjoy that. Philosophical ideas, social questions.
It's been called a space western, and there's certainly a lot of, and I don't want to sound like I'm putting it down because I'm not, but it's kind of a square value show. You know what I mean? The heroism, fairness, commitment, friendship.
Yeah.
It's what you'd call square values. How do you respond to that kind of?
Well, I tell you, there are a lot of very confused people right now who I think appreciate some square values. You know, things have gotten so complicated. Our lives are so complicated. Look, it's reached the point now. I bought a television set recently, and I brought it into my house, and I'm not quite sure how to work it. It's too complicated. I mean, there are programmings, and there are buttons to schedule channels, and there are alternate channels and memory channels, and it's a wonderful set and a very expensive set. I don't think 50% of the gadgets on it because I haven't taken the time. You've got to study the manual to learn how to use your TV set. There was a day when you just plug the thing in and turn the on thing and it shows your channel. Life is complicated, you know. If our values are obvious and simple, then I think there's something refreshing about that.
Let me ask you about the effect of the show on your personal career. Wasn't the success, especially of the Spock character, a bit of a double-edged sword for you?
It was a shock. It was a big shock, yeah. I had no idea what was going to happen with this thing. Yes, it's exactly that, a double-edged sword. It cuts two ways. It cuts for the good and it cuts for the bad. But I have no complaints. It's cut so much for the good that the problems that it's created are minimal compared to the values that it's brought me.
You've gone behind the camera in Star Trek III to direct. Is that partially due to the fact that maybe you're so well known as Mr. Spock that it limits other acting opportunities for you?
No, I don't think it's that so much as a combination of two other things. I have directed over the years and always enjoyed it, looked forward to doing more. And in the case of Star Trek, have always felt that I would like to make a larger contribution to the show, deal more with the ideas, with the entire scope of the show rather than just the one character. And I just felt it was about time I asked for the job, and I did. That's how it happened.
They say film's a director's medium, and that means that you, as a director, can leave an imprint on the film. Now, you're already dealing with a series that has a lot of its format and characterization and everything set before you start. But in Star Trek III, can we see Leonard Nimoy's influence there, and what is it?
I think what you can see is my feeling about Star Trek. It's a feeling. It's an attitude that I think is on the screen. I like the material. I like the ideas that the show represents. I like the characters, and I think it's there. I think it's on the screen.
You like the picture?
Yeah, I do.
Is it?
I'm prejudiced, of course. I have to understand that. I've spent the last year and a half of my life working on this baby. I have to love it, you know.
When you're sitting in that theater, we saw it together at the same screening. Are there any moments when you sort of say, "Oh, I should have done that differently," or "I would have"?
Not really. Sure, you can look back and see other ways of doing things, but that's always going to happen in any piece of work. There comes a point. Somebody said to me, "You never finish making a movie. You just stop. You have to stop at some point. If you didn't stop, you could go on forever. There are thousands and thousands of little touches that you would like to play with and see if it works better some other way. But particularly in a case where the studio has a release date and says, we're going to release this picture on this date, and we have to start making 1,900 and some odd prints on this day, or we won't have our prints for the theaters, you have to stop. So looking at it that way, I'm totally comfortable with it.
Is it tricky to direct your fellow actors that you've just been a colleague with for years?
No, no. For me, it was quite the contrary. It was having worked with them before was a great benefit because I know them. I know what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
I respect what they do, and for me, it was an opportunity to give them a chance to do it well.
What's the most fun about making movies?
Well, I tell you, it's like, you know, when I was a little kid, I used to like to build toys and model planes and stuff like that. And I had an erector set with all the various parts, and you could put it together and make a building or make a boat or make an airplane. I like making things. And when you're making a movie of this kind, you've got the help of hundreds and hundreds of talented people. You've got a lot of money to work with. And these people come to work every day ready to get excited if you give them an exciting idea and say, today this is what we're going to do today. We're going to do a scene where the thing goes flying across here and the people come running in. Then there's an explosion over here, and then these people stop and say this and say that, and then they run off here. And it's great. I mean, all these people say, okay, let's go do it. And all this talent and all this money goes to work for you. You know, it's like having a giant erector set to play with every day. It's great.
Is there a movie you'd like to make?
I think if I had my choice right now, I would probably want to make a small film with a very few people, with a very personal inside story, kind of like a Tender Mercies kind of film. I admire that film very much and would like to do something like that. I don't know if I get the chance to do it, but if I had my choice, that would be what I would do next.
What's happening in Hollywood these days? Are we going to see another few years of the big, spectacular fantasy adventure film being successful?
Well, I suspect that, you know, these things do run in cycles. There may come a day when audiences lose interest and say, well, we've seen enough of that. Let's give us another kind of film now. But I suspect that as long as these pictures do these enormous box office grosses, this is what you're going to see. Studios are in business to make money. It is a business for them. And as long as they feel that there's an audience out there that will line up hours in advance and around the block to see these action-adventure films and these gigantic, spectacular films, they're going to continue to make them.
A year-and-a-half project for you. You're just winding down now, still doing a little publicity, obviously, but when it's all over, what do you plan to do to relax?
Oh, sit in my backyard for a while. I have a house up on Lake Tahoe that I get to once in a while. It's a beautiful spot with a view of the lake, and I have a very important job up there. I'm the lake watcher. And whenever I get there, no, this is an important job. Somebody has to watch that lake and make sure it doesn't go away. I get very nervous about it when I haven't been there a while. So I'm looking forward to getting back up there and check out my lake.